What's going on, y'all? This is Q Ortiz, your local San Diego massage therapist, musician, and artist. And today I wanted to talk about leaving things behind. And it's one thing that I've thought about many of times, just in the sense of, say, like when you think about legacy. And I'm taking my time because I'm thinking of different things, but in the sense of, say, in thinking, I say, with my music, it's one aspect that I can leave behind, where when I'm gone, when I've transitioned, it's that little piece, it's that little essence that can still be tuned into, and hopefully the messages in them. I was listening recently to my songs. I had a playlist just going through all the albums, Q's Vibe Collection, Q's Real Deal Salad, the different singles, and just I really appreciated the energy, really appreciated the spirit behind the music, and just just very appreciative and grateful for the opportunity to create, like, just the opportunity to honor that process. So in my thinking, I said, okay, this is a digital medium, and what if from some incident, whatever, digital crashed or something like that, right? I thought, okay, well, what if I didn't just have the music? One second, let me close this window. I thought, yeah, if I don't have the music out in that way, the digital, what else could be left behind? Just different artifacts. And that's where, and with messages too, just like good meaning, where I did the flower pots. I don't know if y'all saw, I did the Grow Rich pots. I do the Grow Rich pots, where it's painted flower pots. And I'll just get one. Hold up. All right. So here's one of them. So Grow Rich pot. What riches do you desire to grow? Plant success. Stay blessed. Much love. Grow rich. And it's just something that different people in their homes, they can have just their Grow Rich pot. Is intentional, it's in their environment, it's able to bring them back into the intention that they're wanting to set, and just have it as that visual representation in your space. And also, yeah, especially if you're specifically growing something. I had somebody, they got a pot, and then they just put a message into it. You just didn't even need to plant with it. You just put a message in it, and just have it in that way. So I like this size. Yeah, this is a nice size. I might, because I have a little mini one. I like this one too. The only thing is, obviously, when you're growing, sometimes if you put a pot in here for the plant to grow, you might have to transfer it. Or if you just put it straight, if you put straight dirt in there, then yeah, you'll have to transfer it at some point because it'll outgrow this. And that's why I had a variety of sizes, just depending on what plant that people plant. But it was fun to just kind of make something like this, where what I'm expressing is, say, yeah, the digital medium, boom, it came out, which is unfortunate because that's it can reach more people with that digital format. And this is more like personalized for specific people. But then if people come over to their houses, they'll see these different pieces. They'll see them on the shelf, and it could be appreciated. It could be a conversation also. But yeah, Grow Rich pots. I had, let me see. The idea of, this was before Grow Rich Pots, was these CDs. I had like a pin, like a gold push pin kind of thing, so you could just put this on the wall. Also made wires that, like a, not copper wire, but like a metallic wire like that, where you could twist it and then hook it in and hang it. So I had one hanging at one point, not in here, but in a different space. It was just hanging off of the ceilings part. So when I woke up, boom, message, just see this in your environment. It just puts it in your mind, because there's a lot of messaging just in the world, and not all of it is positive. So if you can have in your environment things that remind you of this meditation, remind you of this positivity, that's what it's about. And yeah, because somebody asked me, was it intentional, or is it intentional, the different words that I use in my art or in the music or when I'm speaking? And yeah, it's intentional. So stay strong. What then transpired was thinking about, with the pots, they can break. And I'm thinking about like Sumerian clay tablets, because the pots are porcelain, or terracotta, excuse me. They're terracotta, clay. And at some point, if you take care of it, of course, it will last. But if there's a bad accident, crack, boom. Now that's that legacy, or just this artifact, it's broken now. So that got me into the fabric. I was reading, as I mentioned, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and just thinking about how they were able to preserve this knowledge. We have the knowledge on the hieroglyphs. I mean, the hieroglyphics, but then also the papyrus, and how long that lasted. So it had me thinking, like, what could I create? What kind of things could I create that would have this lasting ability? And I started to think, I thought about ordering clay and seeing if I could play. I don't know. That could be fun to just do it. Just find out how to draw on the clay and then bake it, and just have tablets, right? Like that could be just fun to do. Then even pottery. So that's kind of with the Grow Rich pots. It's that pottery aspect. If I got into that, it's that's a whole nother adventure. But I did think about even collaborating with somebody who does, say, make pottery, and then I would paint it, and then now it's all original. It depends, but at this point, I can do things like this. Even some of them I bought from local plant shops just to feed that community, and then make my own pots, and there you go. So moving on to fabric, I had a trip and learn how to finish stitching, because I was not really good at finishing my stitches. So when I went on this trip, visiting family, learned how to finish the stitch. And on the way back on the plane, I don't know if I told the story, but on the way back on the plane, I was stitching. I was just practicing to finishing the stitches, doing the different knots. And then I got back, I made this patch. So using some of the techniques. So patches also, like, yeah, I can make patches, just kind of little quirky patches. And I want to make more, so I'll see. It's just everything is time, everything takes time. It's a lot of time to sew things, and especially hand sewing. So yeah, hand sewed that. Then the next thing I played with was the reverse applique version, to where it's 3-dimensional. This is sunken in. This beige part is 3 different pieces: the beige, the brown, and then the green. And then I said, okay, I use these techniques on a micro scale. And I just went full. I said, all right, well, I'm about to so I just cut out the back part here, and did a reverse applique where it says peace. Cut out those letters, then did this whole face with the chain stitch all around. Yeah, all around the fro, like that. And then I did the applique on the eyes. Then I just did like that embroidery with the nose and the mouth. And then tagged it with the fabric paint. Boom. So I just hooked up this hoodie, and then so the inside, I just went with it. I just did what I could, and just experimented, just played around, try to make it as strong as I possibly could, and that's how it turned out. Just like this hoodie that I was able to wear. But what I'm speaking about is the artifact quality of it. Now it's just this piece that, say, whenever whoever finds it, because I guess I'll get back to that thought. But yeah, whoever finds it, if it lasts, right, they can pick it up, pull it out, go, what is this? Hopefully they speak English, or hopefully they find appreciation in it, and they go, peace. 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 Hopefully they meditate on peace if they find this. After I made that, I made other customized pieces as well, and sold some, where now people have that. They have that with them. Just these messages with them. And I think the next piece, it was more paint than the sewing, because again, the sewing is just so much time, and it's a lot on the hands. But I was laying one day, and I had the idea of of creating a hoodie from scratch because I like hoodies. So I said, I did that customized piece and other customized pieces. Could I make a hoodie from scratch, and what does that take? And thinking about making your own clothing in the primitive sense, just making your own clothing, obviously not from the silkworm or or cotton, not like that. That would be cool too, right, if you go all the way back to those processes, but at least just work with that idea of like, how could I make something from scratch, just clothing, make pieces of clothing from scratch. And that's where the sewing machine, I think that would be like another addition to play more with the ideas. It would take less time, I believe, to play with the ideas and execute the ideas, as opposed to just like hand sewing to then see what it would look like. If you had the machine, you just boom, okay, this is a prototype. Oh, it could be adjusted here, it could be, and then you just figure it out. So anyway, I showed this in a different video. Yeah. So I had the different fabrics, wanted to create, we talking about Ortiz Health, Music, and Art. So we had the health aspect. Then obviously the music aspect. We have I thought this was like royalty, like the golden sleeves, and then I played around with this, like connecting this fabric, the black fabric, to the lighter gray fabric. There's arrows on the gray fabric. There's just kind of trippy. I just like that design. And then the hood is a map. So it's just like that global mentality. Just like worldly. Right? Yeah. But from scratch, it took a lot of work. It was a main focus at the time. And I appreciate the opportunity to have gotten into the process. Let me see. Do I need to? Yeah, I might need to actually touch it up. But yeah, I wanted to just leave this. I wore it a few times, wore it performing, and I wore it to a show recently, just to attend a show. But I wanted to just leave it as an artifact after I saw it, and maybe I'll use it again or see if I can make another one better. But yeah, it was a lot because it's 3 different layers, and I hand sewed each one at a time. So it wasn't like 3 layers, just one stroke, because I learned in the process that some of the fabric, it would tear away from the thread. So then I knew if I put it on that it would just rip, and I did not want that to happen. So I connected two layers of the thinner fabric that you saw on the sleeves, the black and white and the gray. And then I use cotton. So this is just like upcycle shirts. This is the inside of the hoodie. And it's all just homemade, nothing. It wasn't too professional. It's just a creative person trying something, just going for it. Like, oh, let me sew this like this and connect these pieces. So then it just has it more, it's more integral, and it's a nice weight to it. It's three layers. It's cotton, and then those two thinner layers, but hand sewn. Just, yeah, hand stitched. Like all this stuff, hand stitched, the whole thing. And I did it in one mission. It wasn't, I didn't prolong it. It's just, I started off with the sleeves, like started off with the cuffs first. Just boom, got the cuffs, made one, then did the sleeves, and then I did the chest part, because I said once I do the chest, the front and the back, I could wear it like a vest. So I thought about it like that. Then put the sleeves on, put the hood, and how I did it was basically with an old hoodie I had that was just ratty. It was just stained, and I ended up just cutting it and basically deconstructing it to form a pattern, because I know excuse me, I know the hoodie fit me. So I made a pattern out of each piece of the hoodie, cut off the sleeve, opened it up, measured, like, just, I used a certain method to get the pattern. Then I was able to cut these fabrics in that pattern, and then just start to work with the pieces and put it together. So there's things that can be improved on this, but this is cool. Like, and it's something that maybe it's all in hope, right? It's not, I don't know, but somebody can appreciate this, right? And if, say, I have, whether, if it be children or just someone, different people that I feel like, hey, I want you to, like, here, pass this on. Like, just hold on to it. Like, it's just, that's how I feel. Like, it's just something that can be held on to and appreciated. So that is that. And now, actually from there, because that was so much intensive, I said, let me, and from reading the Egyptian Book of the Dead I mentioned, I said, yeah, like, let me, and then I made the scarf. So Rich Wright, but excuse me, divine protection, and that's where I wanted to have, again, more the messaging, where, and this was hidden for me. The messaging wasn't for other people, it was personal. So this would be the outside, but when I would wear it, just like with the locks, I would just cover it, but it just has that divine protection on the inside. I know that it's there, and that's the point. It wasn't for everybody to know divine protection. It's for you. It's for you. And then with this, it's light, so you can have multiple of these. It's not like with the pots. The pots, they can be heavy. You get a bunch of them, and then again, they're fragile. So then they could break. You trip over a bump, boom, and then you just break 10 of them. Where the fabric, it was something that I felt like it could last. Now, that's where something that could happen, though, is like fire, right? And over time, things get worn. But you could still have this essence for a while. It could have some lasting power. And that's, that was the whole idea, and I thought about that, where with these Egyptians, the knowledge, how it's still there, the stone, the art in gold, right? Like, I don't have gold, and I don't have a surplus of gold to just be making art out of it, right? Maybe if I did get into metal work, yeah, maybe I'd be dope. Make some gold pieces, like, yeah, like silver pieces, I'll be super fresh. But at the moment, that is not my medium, so I can appreciate it from over here. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's, yeah, who knows? But with the scarf, with the fabric, it felt like it could be, again, something that's lasting. Obviously, it is personal. It's a personal piece, just is one of one. And that's where I think the sewing machine, I'll be able to, I don't know what I said in this video. That's why. So if I'm repeating that, that's why I'm just trying to bring up the sewing machine. And it's like, with that, I would be able to make more and put out more for people. But this is just the idea that I had. It's just making this piece. And now, in a different aspect, I was able to make a gift for a family member, and I'm pretty sure I'll maybe put that video out first, or maybe this one, because this one is more clear. The other one I might need to edit and, yeah, make it so you see the process, and maybe the audio's not just, yeah. This one, I have the microphone and it's clear. I'm talking about the leaving things behind, just legacy, leaving things behind, and what that looks like. Because also, even with the scarf, I imagined, it's like, say if I was carrying on me, if I was able to carry that on me, say the day that I transition, I don't know when that is, where, how, but if I did have that, and there wasn't fire involved, right? Like, I don't know, or scissors, like, and whoever was able to, like, look through my belongings, like, right, what does he have on him? And I was thinking, if they were able to pull out this scarf and go, like, oh, what's this scarf here? And they just open it up, and it's like divine protection. Like, yeah, I'm like feeling that. And I haven't shared that. I kind of kept that quiet. Even when people ask me, I did talk about the Egyptian element of how they preserve things and keeping the information, and even keeping seeds of thought, where if you heard about divine protection, what is that, right? What is that? Maybe you look it up. You look up what's divine protection. What does that look like? And it might lead you to something divine, right? And that's my hope. If someone finds it in that way, if it lasts, right? If it lasts that long. But that's my intention. So with that, I was making a gift, and I had these white squares here. So more like the scarf, like more like the fabric. It's smaller, so it doesn't do this. I like the size, because you can kind of like fold it up. Yeah, it's good weight. It has a nice weight to it, and that's why I dig this, because it's 2 layers. It's the blue side and the green side, so it's just thick. It's nice weight, good warmth. And then, yeah, so I have this I made as a gift. Fun, fun, fun. And here I was able to play around more with the heat transfer, and then paints. But this can serve as a similar medium, just in terms of, like, I don't know how long the lettering would last, but I could still put messages on here. It could be for like however long, I'm not sure. Yeah, if you don't mess with it too crazy, it could last. Just however long, even if it's just cracked. I don't think it'll peel, but it's just another way to have something in this physical world that could potentially last and perpetuate more inspired thought. And this is a saying of my family member. Fun, 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 because they're just like, oh, fun, like, just they have fun. They really have fun. So this is gonna be a gift I'm gonna send today. Actually, I want to go send this. And yeah, other than these kind of pieces in the physical reality, it's the memories, right? Memories. You have these memories of people, and they leave that behind just based off of how your experience was with them, and even if you never met them, it's just memories of different speakers, or if you read words from their books, or those kinds of things. It's just these things that are left behind, and I reflect on those kind of things, and just sort of impression and life in that way. So that's where, I'm excited about moving forward, just seeing what the next things are regarding the creativity. And I'm hoping I'll look into some of these either sewing classes, and just see if I can improve regarding the sewing process. Just see if I can learn how to use the sewing machine, and start to do some really cool things. Because say with this, it's a thinner, right? It's one sheet, but say if I get nice with it, then I could do 2 sheets. I could do, say, I could make a couple of these, and then boom, like sew it together and have 2 thick, like a 2 layered scarf. So it's thick. You could mess around with it. I don't know if I said it in this video, but with the sewing machine, you could create this. This could be a building block to then create something like this. It could, instead of the pre-made music fabric or the fruit fabric, it can be this kind of fabric. It could be whatever you put on it, the different messages. You could put messages on it, press it, boom, paint it, press it, create your ingredients, and then play around. It's that possibility. And again, all these things take time, and I think when people say it's of the essence, it's just thinking about what you're doing with your time, and if it's important to you to leave things, just little breadcrumbs. Like if that's your fun, then just it's something to think about. So if you like this video, click like. If you have any questions or comments, drop a comment below. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, click subscribe and we can vibe. Peace out.